Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the Healthy Voyager. I'm Carolyn Scott Hamilton, and this time you're joining me in Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka, formerly known as Ceylon, is an island nation south of India in the Indian Ocean. Its diverse landscapes range from rainforests and arid plains to highlands and sandy beaches. It's famed for its ancient Buddhist ruins, including the 5th century citadel Sigiriya. I had the good fortune of being able to visit several locations across this beautiful country, from the capital city of Colombo to the beaches of Passikudah, the ancient ruins of Sigiriya, and Polonnaruwa to the mountain ranges of the central province. The Movenpick Colombo is a modern, chic, 5-star hotel located right on the beach in the heart of the city. Boasting contemporary accommodations, themed dining, wellness and spa services, and more, the Movenpick is a wonderful place to begin your Sri Lankan journey.
My first stop here in Colombo is the Gangarama Temple, which is the most famous temple here in Colombo, and it's kind of a mix between all sorts of Buddhism. They've got Hinduism, they've got Japanese Buddhism, they've got Chinese Buddhism, and they've got the traditional Buddhism that's shared with Sri Lankans and the Thais, very similar. So I'm going to check out this temple and see all the mixes of global Buddhism.
Theravada Buddhism is the state religion of Sri Lanka, practiced by over 70% of Sri Lankans. In fact, Buddhism has been given special privileges in their constitution and was also declared the country's official religion by the second president of Sri Lanka. Colombo, the capital of Sri Lanka, has a long history as a port on ancient east-west trade routes, ruled successively by the Portuguese, Dutch, and British. That heritage is reflected in its architecture, mixing colonial buildings with high-rises and shopping malls. While the landscape is continuously becoming more westernized, the heart and soul of Colombo still resonates with its past. Back at the Movenpick, dining is an absolute delight. From sprawling breakfast and lunch buffets that offer up options for every possible diner, to rooftop eats and handcrafted signature cocktails, any meal at the Movenpick is sure to be enjoyed by all.
Not too shabby in the sunset.
It was time for me to leave Colombo and head off on my first adventure.
Right, I'm here at the Pinavala village, which is the Pinavala Elephant Sanctuary and Orphanage. So behind me, you'll see these baby elephants. They are being milk-fed, bottle-fed actually, and they allow people to come and feed them if you like. What's fantastic about this orphanage is that they're taking these baby elephants and sick elephants and caring for them in a really loving, wonderful way in this sanctuary. So obviously these poor babies and other elephants would die out in the wild. They're here being taken care of. They've got medical care, feeding facilities, and then they're able to roam free. In fact, I think later we're going to see the animals being taken to the river to have some playtime. So as you can see behind me, baby being fed here at Pinavala.
Sadly, this elephant reserve is fraught with controversy, but having spent time here and met with those who run the place, I have come to understand that the work they do here is absolutely lovely. While I don't have too much time to elaborate here on this episode, I do encourage you to read my article on it under Must See Sri Lanka on healthyvoyager.com. After a long journey across the country, I arrived at the beautiful Amaya Beach Hotel in Passikudah. From the moment I arrived, I felt the specialness of the area and the hotel itself. Bordering the Indian Ocean, Amaya Beach Resort and Spa sets the standard for Passikudah hotels located near the iconic bay. Stunning beachfront views from each modern and luxurious room or dining area, beautiful pool, world-class spa, the Amaya is the perfect place for some well-deserved R&R.
So at this coconut farm here in Passikudah, they make coconut ice cream fresh. Gotta eat it before it melts.
Bye.
Looking to learn about the ancient kingdoms that once ruled this floating country of Sri Lanka? Polonnaruwa is that very place and also a UNESCO World Heritage Site with hundreds of ancient structures such as tombs and temples, statues and stupas. It's a great way of getting a wonderful view of the past.
So what many people don't know about Sri Lanka, the tourism is just booming now because they just came out of a very long war, and most recently they had a tsunami. So this side of the island was hit very hard. So I'm here at a temple in Passikudah that was a pretty urban, very busy temple right on the beach here, as you can see. How beautiful the view is from this temple. But this tree is a sacred tree where the women would come and pray and tie these lovely bands and strings around the tree to pray for pregnancy and fertility. So it's a really neat, special site here in Passikudah, and the beaches are absolutely gorgeous. And I'm gonna excavate here.
Located on the eastern coast of Sri Lanka, Passikudah, which literally translates to Green Algae Bay, is a small resort town that is beginning to become a popular tourist destination, and for good reason.
All right, after a lovely day at the beach and checking out the local village, I'm here back at the Amaya Resort and Spa, and I'm at the spa. I'm about to get an Ayurvedic 3,000-year-old tradition massage.
Offering guests a variety of restorative and healing therapies, Amaya Beach Spa also specializes in providing an array of Ayurvedic treatments. The Amaya serves up delicious dining options all day. From their off-the-menu items to traditional Sri Lankan food buffet, no guest ever leaves the table hungry. For those looking for a little more laid-back beach experience, Sunrise by Jetwing is just that place. At check-in, you will be amazed by their stunning pool as well as their service. Perfect for couples as well as families, this beautiful oceanfront resort is Sri Lankan tradition meets hip. So much goes on at the beach, but if you're a resort dweller, Sunrise has plenty of exciting options there as well. it was time for me to leave the beach and head inland to experience the magnificence of Sigiriya. This World Historical Monument, located at the Malhale district of Sri Lanka, is also known as Lion's Rock and the 8th wonder of the world.
Well, behind me you can see the Sigiriya rock, and below me are the ruins of a 5th century king who decided to build his secure palace here. I just walked through the west gate, which was the royal gates, and I'm gonna head my way up to the top of that rock. Join me, let's go. All right, let's go.
The climb to the top will take most visitors about 10 to 30 minutes, depending on your level of fitness. About 1,200 steps, there are a few plateaus where you can rest and take in the stunning views of the landscape. However, the views from the top are the absolute best, so be sure not to miss it.
Well, I'm pretty sweaty, as one would be after climbing about 1,500 steps up a giant rock in almost 100-degree heat, but it's totally worth it because here at the top of Sigiriya are the ruins of this 5th century king's home, palace. There's all the ruins and everything is marked. He had a swimming pool up here. It was a 2-story house with beautiful views, as you can see. But man, this king really wanted to be at the top. It's no joke up here, guys. It's worth it though. I did it!
After a hot climb to the top of Lion Rock, a meal at the Lion Hut was in order, and I grubbed on one of my fave Sri Lankan dishes, vegetarian kotu. Now, if you're planning on spending time in the area, I must recommend you stay at the Water Garden. An absolute paradise just a stone's throw from Sigiriya. Guests get to indulge and relax in their own private villa, complete with private infinity pool. The resort is just breathtaking, and nothing is cooler than waking up to views of the rock, having coffee in your own pool.
I'm waiting in line to get into Sigiriya National Park to go on an elephant safari. Hopefully there'll be some other fun animals out there for me to see. But yeah, let's check it out.
Located on the Great Sigiriya Lake, Sigiriya National Park is a hotspot for safari lovers because of its abundance of elephants. Stay tuned as part 2 of the Healthy Voyager in Sri Lanka is coming up soon. See you there!